The thing here, Scott, is before we did NSX, I had a lot of firewalls and load balancers that I hooked up to the network, and I wouldn't expect you to walk into the data center and press power buttons on my firewalls.
That would be bad.
Load. Yeah. So how are we going to handle that now that my firewall and load balancer is a virtual machine, and those VMs are kind of in vSphere?
Yep.
Right. How do I know that you're not going to go in? You probably didn't get much sleep one night and maybe accidentally power off my firewall.
Or somebody runs a script to do some sort of mass operation and accidentally includes some of these critical service, networking service VMs in their scope of that script. We don't want that. That would be bad.
So why don't we take that same folder-based approach that we did for the switch? Let's do it now for these networking VMs that are in NSX now. Okay?
I like that.
So let's go ahead and navigate to our VMs and templates, and we've created a folder for NSX there. So that's where I put all of my edge gateways, my load balancers, my firewalls, my controllers, things like that. That's all the stuff that I kind of care about. Those are the VMs I care about.
Yeah, and these are all VMs that are spawned automatically by NSX as you guys are creating logical networks for our workloads, right?
Yep. Yep. So when I go to deploy one of these, there's a drop-down folder. I can select NSX folder to deploy it into. So make sure you do that. So what are we doing here, Scott? So I'm going to give you no access to that folder. Sorry. I love you, man, but...
It's all right. It's all good. I don't give you the root password of my server, so it's okay.
Cool. All right, we're good. So, and myself, I'm a full administrator, right? So what I should be able to do now, Scott, is I should be able to get consoles to these, right? I should be able to go in there and do some CLIs in my firewalls if I want, or maybe even power them off and reset them.
Absolutely, if that's necessary.
But also, Scott, I mean, these are running on clusters here that you're managing. So I think, I don't want you to see those VMs, but I think you still need to see what resources they're taking in a cluster.
That would be important, so I can do appropriate resource planning as we spin up additional service VMs for networking services.
Okay, looks like I'm logged in here, so I'm just going to double check that works. Yep, I can see my NSX folder, and sure enough, if I look at one of my load balancers, I can see that I'm full administrator. Scott, you've got no access. And sure enough, if I go to the Actions tab there, I can pull up a console, I can shut it down, I can restart it, just like me walking into the data center and pressing the power button.
Perfect, perfect. Well, let's log in with my account here in just a second and make sure that we can see the resources, but not actually modify the VMs.
Okay. So Scott, you're going to go ahead and log in here, and we're just going to make sure that this is working properly. So Scott, just going to log in.
I'll just log in here with my account, and then once we get authenticated in the vSphere web client, then we'll make sure that I can't see or change or modify the VMs that NSX and Brad's team are spinning up. So we go over here, sure enough, the NSX folder just isn't there. Awesome, that's perfect, that's exactly what we need. But we do need to make sure that we can see the resource consumption so that we're accurately predicting utilization and consumption for capacity planning. So we'll flip back over to the cluster view, and here we'll click on one of these NSX objects, right? I have no property to view there, but I can go into the virtual machines tab, and I can see how much memory, how much CPU, and its current status, which means I will be able to predict and appropriately account for those resources being utilized in the environment without the risk of accidentally making changes that could impact service availability. Perfect.
Sounds great.